guys? It's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, season 11, episode 27, called Blame Canada. I ain't blaming Canada for nothing because Canada didn't do nothing wrong. It's y'all. It's not Canada. So we're starting off with Rashida and Kirk. I guess they have an event and they invite everyone to. We don't see nothing much of that. These are little snippets. We have others shopping for their Canada trip. Then we have Yandy and Amy chilling and talking about the Canada trip. Then we have everyone flying out to Canada for the Canada trip. And Zell lets us know in that moment once they get to Canada, when he's riding with Carly and her crew, that, you know, he's single and he's just trying to have a good time, ready to mingle, whatnot, hoping he sees Drake and stuff, because, you know, him and Saucy still are not on good terms. But I'm just like, you just said you were single, so are you not together or just not on good terms and thinking you single just because you're not really talking or feeling each other right now? Which one is it? Like, either you together or you not. Like, there's some times when you're in a relationship where y'all not cool and stuff, but you're still in a relationship. But, you know, some people want to say they single, but I'm just kind of like, but you're not, though. But that's neither here nor there. That's his business, not mine. So hopefully he figures out what he wants to do. We then have Bambi and Sierra in the van trying to talk and I guess address their issues. But Bambi not really trying to get into the issues situation 5 minutes into the trip. So nothing really gets resolved because pretty much the issue is Sierra feels like she'd be there for people that don't be there for her in the same way. Bambi feels that same exact way. So it's like, how do we move on from this? And they still haven't figured it out yet. So we did move on to Zell and Amy. Like, once everybody gets to the hotel-y, Zell's at the bar. Amy comes to, sit with him at the bar, and as well as Sierra. They talk about Saucy and Zell's situation, also Bambi and Sierra's situations, and just hopefully they could try to make things right. And, you know, this trip is supposed to be a healing trip, which I feel like every trip they say is a healing trip, but it's really not. And hopefully by the end of the trip, they can figure out what they want to do, and, you know, they could kumbaya with the people they want to kumbaya with. We then have everyone getting together for dinner. Rennie and Spice, they make a speech because they're the host of the trip. And, you know, everyone's eating and trying to converse and talk. But, you know, it does get kind of awkward, to say nonetheless. Jessica tries to address Spice and, you know, feeling like Spice was kind of dismissing her, like back in the Bahamas. Spice is looking at her very confused, like, what are you talking about? I don't even know you. So everybody just kind of like, oh my God. Like, they don't want to say anything, but they're just kind of just like, bro, like, you're making this more awkward by your responses, Spice. It goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. And Jessica was like, well, okay, I guess I don't know you either. And, you know, just chalking up their issues to the fact that they don't know each other. So then we have Bambi and Sierra, or more so Sierra, trying to talk about, you know, her loving Bambi and wanting that relationship with Bambi. But it just seems like, you know, she has a new friend pretty much. Her and Jessica seem like they came on the trip dressed the same and stuff. Bambi's just annoyed because she's just like, we're not even 24 hours into the trip. Why are we still trying to talk about it? Like, you talking about me and Jessica dressing up together or dressing the same on the, you know, coming to the trip, and then you want to make amends with me. Like, which one is it? And pretty much, once again, Sierra's saying she just feel like she's there for people that way that they're not there for her. Bambi says, listen, it was the same way when we was in Bahamas, you know. I was there for people and they wasn't there for me. Then they do the flashback of when Bambi was going back and forth with Spice, and Sierra was just sitting there looking like a deer caught in headlights. But Sierra said, you know, in that moment, you're right. I didn't say anything, but later on I did address, like the next day I did address Spice about what happened the night before. And then she was like, Spice, like, I told you that, like, I addressed you about that. Spice is looking at her like, huh? We got a long day tomorrow, guys. So let's just, you know, have a good rest of the night and stuff like that. So everybody just kind of like, here goes Spice again. So it's just like, you know, I guess I can see how Sierra's looking at it like, okay, you try to make me look dumb out here. But no, she did address Spice. I do remember. I'm surprised they didn't show the flashback of that. But I do remember Sierra did talk to Spice one-on-one after that incident. So I guess y'all showing up for each other, but just not in the way or in the moment that you want that other person to show up. But that's something you guys have to talk about and try to get past. But, you know, we're going to have to drag it because this is a TV show. Let's not forget. And then we have Jessica, whatchamacallit. I think that was it in regards to that. Because after that, it seems like the whole dinner was over. Then we have Jessica, Bambi, and Carly sitting post-dinner talking about how no one likes to hold Spice accountable for their actions. Carly didn't say Spice's name, but she was talking about Spice. And my thing is, I don't want to feel like I'm taking up for Spice either. I don't think it's the issue of them not holding Spice accountable. I think they just wait until it's a one-on-one situation. But for the most part, I can see how you feel like no one's holding Spice accountable, because at the end of the day, if they were to try to hold Spice accountable, Spice is going to run on her own accord. You could try to tell Spice, what she did wrong and whatnot. Sometimes she'll take heed to it and take your advice and realize like her wrongdoings and apologize. But other times she just be like, try to make excuses saying, oh, but I'm Jamaican, that's how we do things. Just because that's how y'all do things doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that can't be an excuse space. Like, as a person whose parents came from the Caribbeans, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's no, like, I'm not gonna take that as an excuse. A lot of people like to use their culture as an excuse, which I feel like my parents do sometimes a lot. My mom specifically, but I'm just like, that don't mean shit. Of course, I'm not gonna tell my mom that in those exact words, but it's like, it don't mean shit, because at the end of the day, if you make someone feel some type of way, you make someone feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with them on that, but at the same time, I'm like, y'all was looking so miserable at the dinner, and like, I ain't trying to hang out with y'all. Bambi made a joke at the end saying like they're the fake girl crew or whatever the case may be, but I'm just like, no, it's not the fact that y'all seem fake. It's just y'all look miserable to the point where I was looking at y'all at the dinner like, why y'all even come if y'all was gonna be sitting there looking stink? That's the thing. It's just, that's why I be like, I don't really care for Bambi, because it's like, she just be looking stink. Now I understand she got things she got going on, and she probably miss her kids or whatever the case may be, but she just has a stink face. I've been told that I have resting bee face, you know what I'm saying? But you see my personality, you know that's not the case. Okay, so, but I don't know, she just be having an attitude. She may mention that too, but it's just like, you do though. I mean, from what I see on TV, you could be completely different in person, but from what I see on TV, from what they portray you to be, Bambi, you do look like you got a little stank attitude problem going on with yourself. You got a lot going on, I'll give you that. But even before you had like a lot going on of what we knew about, you just always gave that stank attitude look, all that stuff. I just have resting bee face. That's the difference between me and you. But like I said, I do agree with y'all say that nobody really be holding Spice accountable. But like I said, can we really hold Spice accountable if Spice don't hold herself accountable? You know what I'm saying? Right? We can then move on to Amy talking with her mom on the phone, and then we have the group, they going dog sledding and snowmobiling. Zell and Sierra end up getting stuck. I guess Carly tried to come save them. What was she going to do to save them? I have no idea. But they ended up just leaving her ass in the snow. So they survive. And then we have Jessica riding back with Spice's crew back to the hotel after their day activities. And, Spice and Jessica talk. And it seems like they kind of squash beef because, Jessica apologized first, and then Spice ended up apologizing. So it looks like the beef is squashed. Everybody kind of, claps and celebrate for them squashing the beef. And Jessica lets us know in the confessional that, like, there's a lot coming in 2024. They're going to get a rude awakening, and she don't have time for the drama and for the bullshit. She don't say that word for it. I'm just paraphrasing. And goes into a whole spiel of, all that she needs to do and prepare for in 2024, like get a farm and stuff with animals, and have a baby, get a man. And I don't know if she's saying that necessarily in the order she wants it, but in that moment, I'm just like, okay, you could cut the camera now. Y'all could end this episode. Y'all could end this episode, because I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I really don't know what the hell. Like, that's good. You have goals for yourself, Jessica, but when you're saying what you're saying, and then they play the background music of like, yo, this is just comedy at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn the TV off. I'm gonna turn the TV off. And literally, that was the end of the episode. So there's not much to take from this episode. So I'm hoping next episode will be better. We're gonna have to find out, because a whole hour just to give you a 10-minute review, that's sad. That's really sad. But since that was the whole episode, since the episode's over, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, that's fine. Come back next week. I'm gonna be here next week. Come back next week. Okay, hopefully I can make you laugh then. You can subscribe then. Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Be easy, breezy, lemon squeeze, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.